Morning, guys. Thank you for joining me. My name is Julie. I am the owner and founder of Lady Falta's Apothecary, and um, I'm fiddling with my camera. Um, and we're here today to talk about the new moon that is happening today. Um, you may see a lot of videos, posts, things about it being in Capricorn, but that is using the charts that were made. If you actually go by where it's actually located at the time, we're actually in Sagittarius. So I'm going to talk about Sagittarius and not Capricorn. Um, if you do Capricorn stuff, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Go with whatever your intention is telling you, whatever your feelings are telling you, whatever you're drawn towards. That's perfectly fine. Um, the just over thousands of years, the planets, the alignments have changed just a teeny tiny bit. But I'm going to go where the new moon actually is at the time of the new moon, which is Sagittarius. So just wanted to clear that up. So if you see Sagittarius and you're like, you're wrong, it's not supposed to be Sagittarius, it's Capricorn, you can go either way, really. If Sagittarius doesn't feel right to you, then go with Capricorn. You do you. Before we get started, I wanted to just light a little sage here, but all my sage is getting pretty slim here. So I'm just gonna light a little piece here and burn it just for a little second. All right, so some for you guys, some for me. I have to kind of apologize too. I've been a little absent lately. I have not been coming live Monday mornings to do my weekly astrology videos, and I'm hoping to get back on track with that. Kind of took a little break over the holidays and just kind of let myself rest and relax and do nothing and not stress about things. Well, I still stressed about things, but I tried to reduce that as much as possible. But anyway, all right. So that's gonna just smoke a little bit. It's in a little dish. It's fine. So if you see the smoke, I'm not burning the building down or anything. But so what I do is I start out the video talking a little bit about astrology and what is going on energetically during the new moon. And then I will switch over and talk about some different things that you may want to do or work with during the new moon. So remember, the new moon is about calling things in, about transformation. The full moon is about releasing and letting things go. So just if that is helpful information to you. So new moon is when we want to call things in, when we want to bring things into our lives. Full moon is when we want to let go and get rid of things. So like I said, the new moon is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, they're the adventure seekers. They're the knowledge seekers. They like the occult kind of things, the metaphysical kind of things. So your interest may be piqued in some of that stuff. So you might just want to you might be drawn to learn something cultural wise. You might be drawn to doing some traveling, maybe somewhere you haven't been before. So traveling, but it's also kind of tied into like learning something new or going somewhere new. Um, Things that are going to basically like expand your mind is Sagittarius energy. So you might be feeling some of that over the next when a new moon happens, that energy typically lasts about 4 weeks until the next new moon. So you may feel that over the next few weeks, but if not, that's perfectly fine too. There's lots of other energies that are going to be going around, and they affect all of us differently. depending on where we are connected to energies and where we are in our lives, and different things depending on where your signs are. So I have a placement in Sagittarius, so it's going to affect me different than somebody that doesn't have any signs in Sagittarius. I'm kind of ranting here, but I'm just trying to, like, not everybody's going to feel the energies exactly the same is where I'm going with that. But so you might feel that. So that's kind of the Sagittarius part of it in a nutshell. Really, the big thing is, adventure and learning and expanding your mind is kind of like the big three things to take from that Sagittarius energy. So this new moon is also trine to Uranus. Sorry, itchy nose. And so what Uranus is going to bring is kind of all kinds of stuff, really. It's going to bring exciting energy. It's going to bring positive energy, heightened intuition, which I always love when there's anything that's got heightened intuition involved. But it's also going to bring some independence for you. It's going to open your mind a little bit to new things, which ties in nicely to that Sagittarius energy. It's also going to bring a little bit of humanitarianism energy, maybe standing up for somebody, standing up for the underdog, rooting for the losing guy kind of energy. You might be feeling some of that as well. So nothing too much to be worried about. Pretty much this new moon energy is all positive. It's all good energy. Nothing to really be too worried about working with the energies or anything like that. Sorry, my nose is itching for some reason. The other part, very busy today, all kinds of traffic. The other part, sorry, squirrel. The other part of this new moon is there's a minor, which I think is like a weird thing it's a minor grand trine. How can you have a minor grand? I'm sure there must be a major grand, right? But it just sounds weird, minor grand trine. That involves Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So they're all alignment in there. I'm not going to go over exactly what's aligned with what, but basically it's a trine, so you can figure out that it's a triangle. So these three planets are lined up. So overall, it's going to bring positivity, initiative, and enthusiasm. So again, all really good energies, which are going to tie in really great with Uranus and the Sagittarius energy. To break it down just a little bit for you, Saturn is going to bring some honesty, some integrity, and some growth, which is really good when we're trying to call things in. We're trying to work on transformation. I think most of us are looking for growth. We're not looking to go backwards, I don't think. Mars, that's a more aggressive energy. So that's going to bring you some drive, but it's also going to bring you some practicality, and it's also going to bring some increased sex drive. So you might be feeling some of that over the next few weeks as well. So, but yeah, Mars is your a little bit more aggressive energy that you might be feeling. So it can, depending on where your placements are. So again, I can't give the energy for everybody, how it's going to affect you, but my rising sign is Aries, which is linked with Mars. And so I tend to be bold. I tend to come off aggressive sometimes, a little too forward sometimes. Some people like that, some people don't. But when Mars comes around, it can push me a little bit more than I want. If you're somebody who's typically not overly bold or aggressive, that energy may be something that comes useful to you, to kind of like push you forward on something that you've been wanting to do, or maybe speaking up for yourself or speaking up for the underdog that maybe you wouldn't normally do. So again, I can't say how the energies are going to affect every single person. It does really depend on where your placements are. But if you ever have any questions, please just put them in the comments or message me, because I will do my best to answer everything that I can to the best of my ability. But yeah, so this is just, like I said, it's just an overview, a basic idea of the energies that will be out there and how they affect you. Will be different. So sorry, repeating myself again and rambling. So Jupiter again is going to bring some honesty, some good intentions, and some more of that humanitarianism energy. So again, I have no doubt in my mind that the planets, when they are placed the way they are a much bigger picture, and not that I could ever comprehend all of it, but to me, every time I do a new moon or full moon video, it's like everything seems to line up together. Everything seems to go together. Everything seems to work together. Even if it's not the greatest energies, it's usually like a lesson or a reason or something that's the force behind that. And there's planets around to support whatever's going on. So take that as you will. So yeah, so oh, I forgot to mention Uranus too is going to bring some creativity along. That could be a wide variety of things, because I've had people say, well, I'm not very creative. But creativity is basically anything you do. Yes, it's art and singing and poetry and writing and the things that we call the arts. But it can also be technology, it can be science, it can be gardening, it can be so many things that you're creative at. So even astrology, you could be, you know, you can't rewrite the wheel, I don't think, but you could do something creative with astrology as well. Um, so, so yeah, basically, this particular new moon, I usually like to kind of sum it up in 3 words. I wasn't quite able to sum it up in 3 words, but maybe 3 little things. Get out of your comfort zone. So again, that's the adventure, the open-minded, the expansion, all of that stuff. So get out of your comfort zone is something that I think this new moon is about. um, Try new things. So again, there's that same, positivity, enthusiasm, growth, travel, um, independence, all of that again ties in there. And then positive changes. Um, so all of it tied together, all of the things that I mentioned, initiative, enthusiasm, learning, integrity, growth, drive, um, honesty, and humanitarian is all about positive growth. If we want to call that in and work with it and use it to our advantage. So perfect time to do that. If there's something particular you've been wanting to work with and you're not quite sure how to tie it in to that, again, just comment or private message me, and I can certainly help you work that out and find the connection there for yourself. So, all right. So we're gonna jump on over to the what I kind of call the tools part of the video. I was gonna say program. Sometimes I just don't know what I say. Anyway, usually the first thing that I talk about. Hi, Kimberly. I've been away. I haven't been very good. I've been doing videos, so I was wondering if you were going to pop on and say hi. So we're going to talk about affirmations, if I can spell it. And I don't write it out because I think you guys can't write or are intelligent. But just if you don't have something to write with at the moment and you want to write it down, then you don't have to scroll through the whole video to try to find it. Apparently I can't talk and type at the same time. All right, so this is a little bit of a long one, but you can certainly shorten it. I am open to expanding in all areas of my life. Now you can just leave off that last part if you want and put I am open to expanding. Whatever works better for you, however it flows better for you. If you're going to do it with mala beads, you might want to shorten it up a little bit. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a good one too. So where are you open to expand? Where are you open to transform, grow, try something new? Even if it's like something that you think is silly, like trying a new recipe or just wearing a shirt that you would not normally wear, a color you would not normally wear, just if you have to dip your toe in, that's fine. You got to start somewhere. So whether your growth is going to be a baby step or a huge leap, I mean, that's depends on you. I would say depends on your comfort zone, but I just told you to get out of your comfort zone. So try to push yourself a little bit, but don't push yourself to the point, I guess, of causing yourself stress or anxiety or, not wanting to do it because it's too big of a jump for you. So that's where you have to be honest with yourself and be like, okay, this is my comfort zone and I want to push myself, but I'm not going to probably go here because if you're honest with yourself, you're like, am I really going to do it if I set it too far out? So, that's where you have to kind of judge that for yourself. So, the next thing is the tarot card. And so the tarot card I picked, and if you're new, I do not have a traditional tarot card. So it's not going to look like probably what you've seen before, but I picked the Temperance, which is associated with Sagittarius. And let's see if I can hold this here. I gotta take my glasses off too. I got the book because it was too much to write down, but I wanted to touch base on some of the things. So the Temperance, the very first thing it says is a new stage must be now begin. So I thought that was like perfect for transformation and the new moon and new beginnings. It also says balance is key. So we have to keep that in mind. But it says this is going to be a phase of peacefulness, quietness, balance, and tranquility. So that's really, so the Temperance, though, as well, is, I got to put my glasses back on now so I can read. The Temperance is also associated, which this is kind of what ties her more into the Sagittarius part, is she's also associated with adventure. You can see she's sitting out there naked. So, but she's also constantly reaching for enlightenment, which really to me is the core of Sagittarius. Everything they do, the travel, the culture expansion, it's all about that constant thirst for knowledge. So there you go. So that's going to sit right there. So I will see that every day when I sit at my desk. And so the next thing I picked is a little different. Usually when we talk about an archetype, I pick what is more the typical archetypes, like the student, the messenger, things like that. But the one I picked today is a little bit different. I picked the hare, so basically the rabbit, right? And the reason I picked that is because the rabbit is um, always going. It always seems, they're going somewhere. Um, they're kind of a night creature. They are typically associated with the moon. They're also usually associated with goddesses who are associated with the moon. So there's just a whole lot of connection there. But really, I think rabbits are kind of adventurous creatures, right? So I think, again, and I've talked about this in the past, you don't have to go out and buy 500 statues or, things like that when I talk about like working with an archetype or working with a deity or anything like that. I think a really easy thing, and I've mentioned this before, is just go get a frame from the dollar store, paint it, glue things on it, make it yours. Whether you want to make it pink and glittery or black with skulls on it, whatever is your personality, whatever is going to make it something that you're going to enjoy. So decorate it. And then you can print things off the computer, just type in archetype the hare and click images and scroll through until something resonates with you. You can also put them on your screensaver, your home screen on your phone, things like that to work with them and not have to go buy a bazillion different things. If you want to, great, go for it, but you don't have to. If you want to work with something like that, maybe go dig through your Easter decorations and see if you can find a rabbit in there. But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a second, just a little bit. But so yeah, the hare is one that I picked to work with. So and the hare is also usually linked to fertility. So to me, I'm kind of tying that into growth and transformation and learning. And so tying that all in that way for me. If that doesn't resonate for you, that's perfectly fine. Find something that does. If something that I've mentioned doesn't really seem to resonate with you, or you don't kind of just click with it or whatever, that's fine. Use your own intuition and follow that and work with whatever you're being drawn to. So next is stones. So, I wanted to mention really quick too. See, I have a lot here today. The archetypes, I said the hare is related to a lot of the different goddesses that are linked to the moon. I'm not going to go over all of these goddesses, but I wanted to just mention them really quick because I'm trying to be a little more diverse. Most of you know that I follow kind of the Celtic gods and goddesses, but some of the other gods or goddesses that are associated with the moon that are also associated with the hare, and I probably will pronounce this first one wrong. I believe it's Chang. It's Chang. Then there's like that little apostrophe E. I think it's Chang. It's a Chinese goddess who's associated with the moon and the hare. There's an Egyptian goddess called Anut, Unut. If you're interested in looking any of these up and learning more about them, I don't really, I'm not really called to the Chinese or Egyptian, but I know a lot of people are. So there's also two Greek. One is Selene, which is Selene, and Artemis, Artemis. So if you're interested in learning more about gods that are related to the moon and the hare, those are some of them, and you can go down your own rabbit hole if you want to work with any of those. So stones. The first one I picked is amethyst. And amethyst first off, is really great for your spiritual connection, your crown chakra, being connected to source, your whatever it is you want to work with, angels, deities, whatever you call the above. But it's also really good just as an energetic stone in general. I can't talk today. I usually can't, so you guys are probably used to that. But energetically, it's a good stone to work with. It's an energetic stone to give you energy. I'm trying to make that make sense. So it's going to bring in energy, not like an energetic, and well, it is an energetic energy, but it's bringing you energy in general. I just made that confusing. So, all right. The next one I picked is some malachite. Malachite is really good. It's known as a healing stone. It's also known as a transformation stone. So it is a really good one to work with during the new moon in general, to help heal past wounds, physical healing, like I said, transformation. But it's also really good for moving forward. We're making positive changes. We are making transformation. We are healing, but we want to be doing that all in a moving forward way, right? So malachite would be a good one to work with. And the other one I picked is labradorite. Labradorite is typically associated with the Sagittarius sign. You can, camera's not great, but every once in a while you'll see that little see the rainbow effect in there that it has. See if I can get a better one. See it right there? Kind of has like the weird, from far away it just looks like a brown kind of rock. But if you get it in the light just right, it definitely has shimmer and shine and rainbowy effects. See? Anyway, labradorite is, again, it's linked to Sagittarius. It's about adventure. It's about higher connection. It's about transformation. So again, just a really good one to work with during this particular new moon. I really like it. Some of the bigger pieces are a little bit more gemmy than this one is. Like I said, from far away, it just kind of looks like a brownish color rock. But definitely when you get it in some light, they can be quite pretty. It's just not, my camera's just not picking it up. But see that reflection in there? Anyway, it's a really good one for transformation. All right. Some of the herbs/oils, doesn't matter how you work with them. You can work with all herbs. You can work with all oils. You can mix and match them. It doesn't matter. If you're making tea, though, do not put oil in your tea. So if you wanted to make a tea with these herbs, certainly they're all safe to do that. But don't mix oils in your tea. But if you're going to use it in bath, you're going to use it in, making a scrub. If you're going to use it in a diffuser, incense, anything like that, you can certainly mix and match them. The first one I picked is dandelion. And again, these have like tons of different properties, medicinal and spiritual. But I'm just going to cover the reason I picked it for this particular video. So dandelion is all about opening your mind. So again, tying back to being open-minded. Vervain. Vervain is a very unique smell. Some people like it, some people don't. It's also always in the movies about if you have vervain, vampires can't get you. So if you have vervain in your blood, vampires won't bite you. If they do, they'll die or get sick. Anyway, little just mythology there. But vervain is also known to bring in peace and love. So tying in some of that humanitarianism energy of peace and love with that open-mindedness. And then mugwort. Mugwort is one of my favorites as far as teas and herbs to work with for incense. Mugwort is really good for opening your mind. And that's kind of a little bit different than being open-minded. Being open-minded is being, you know, how do I say this? Being open to new things, trying new things. Like, okay, yeah, I haven't done that before, but let me give it a try. Mugwort opens your mind. So it's used a lot for people who do different types of divination. So if you're going to do tarot work, oracle work, pendulum work, scrying, psychic readings, anything like that, mugwort was something that they typically would have either drank or burned as an incense or even smoked. So I don't smoke it, but you certainly can. But I do drink the tea, and I do burn it quite often in the house as an incense. So being open-minded and having your mind open is a little bit of a difference. And I think you guys probably understand what I'm saying. I probably don't really need to elaborate, but it's going to keep you opened. And then if you're working with that amethyst, that's going to have you spiritually connected. And you're at this time with the Uranus energy of your intuition being heightened, it's going to just make for a really good, instead of a low speed internet, we're working with high speed internet kind of thing. So, yeah. So moving over to colors. The first one I picked is typically not a color that I would work with, but I felt like in this case it was important. I picked pink. Pink is like the last color like I ever work with is pink. But again, working with that the vervain energy of peace and love. Pink is bringing in that peace, that love. You could work with rose quartz as well if you wanted to bring some more of that in. But pink also is a very empathetic color. It's a very caring color, very loving color. So you could work with some pink. We're also getting close to Valentine's Day, so the next one I picked is green, and green represents to me growth. So, it's typically something that is more associated with like springtime and things like that for me. But I felt with leaving your comfort zone, trying new things and positive changes is all pushing us forward, moving forward, and being open-minded, and it's all about growth, right? For me anyway, all of it is about growth. So I thought green was a really important one to call in here. And of course, blue. I always work with blue. Blue is obviously, it's very calming. It represents water. And it is also very representative of our intuition. So yeah, enough said, right? I think you guys get the point that blue's my color and intuition's my thing. So anyway, let's get a little bit farther down here. So the next thing is our journal prompt. I don't know why I can't type today. All right. So how can I trust my inner guidance more? That intuition. For me personally, when I was first started out working with my intuition, I use my pendulum a lot. So when something would come to me and I felt like, okay, this is something I need to pay attention to, which are those little things that pop in your head for kind of no reason, like you don't know where it came from. Sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a word, um, sometimes it's just kind of a feeling. But things just kind of come to you and you're like, oh. So for me, when I would get that, and first the thing is to pay attention to them, right? I would go to my pendulum and ask, is this something that I'm supposed to be paying attention to? Is this a message? Does this have meaning? You have to kind of go through the questions, to figure out where it's trying to guide you to. Um, and over time of the pendulum confirming, like, yes, this is something you're supposed to pay attention to, this is something that was a message, whatever. um, as those things would come to me, I found myself less and less checking the pendulum and just kind of trusting that intuition. um, so that's something you could try as well. Anyway, going off the actual journal prompt here, but another good way is to practice tarot reading or oracle readings or pendulum readings on someone, family members, your husband, whatever, your partner. And the more you do it, and the more people you hear people say, that's exactly what I needed, or oh, that's so me, or whatever. It's going to make you start to realize that, like, you can trust that and be more confident with it. But anyway, journal prompt. How can I trust my inner guidance more? Journal prompts are where you take a paper and a pen or a pencil or crayon, and give yourself 10 to 15 minutes and just write. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about sentence forming, paragraphs, any of that. Doesn't have to be coherent at all. It can be just words. It could be a picture, doodles, whatever. Give yourself just that 10 to 15 minutes, that whatever comes to your mind, you're writing it down. And you're not getting caught in, like I said, forming sentences and punctuation and spelling and all of that. If you want to go back after and do all of that, that's perfectly fine. But the thing is to just free write and let your mind go where it's going to go and not get bogged down with the technical stuff of it. Okay. So, and then once you're done, once your 10 or 15 minutes or whatever is done, go back and review it and kind of see where it led you. And maybe something will be pointing you in a certain direction, or maybe there was a direction you were going in, and this is going to kind of make you realize that maybe that's not the direction you wanted to go in. Whatever, it could mean a bunch of different things for you, but just letting that mind go where it wants to go and just writing things down as best you can. And like I said, just being open to whatever's coming through. So, all right. So the last thing I'm going to talk about really quick, and I don't have a lot on this to talk about, but I did tell you that this is going to tie in a little bit more to um, the hair and Easter. But anyway, the deity that I picked to work with is actually a German one, who is also most likely the same as the Celtic goddess Ostara, which is where Easter came from. And she is also linked with the hair. But this one is a little different than Ostara, and I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I do have German in my family line. My dad is German. His mom and his dad were German. So I do have a lot of the German in me, but I do still tend to go towards the Celtic. But Celtic and German a lot are like intertwined. So this goddess, like, it's a German goddess, but most likely it is the same goddess as the Celtic goddess Ostara. And this one, Austria, I don't even, Estrio, Eostra, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Eostre. So, and Ostara is Ostara. So you can kind of see how that might be. And then again, like you can see where that ties into Easter. And then when we get a little closer to Ostara, we will talk about Ostara and Easter and the hair and all of that. But anyway, this Astray, Eostre, I don't even know how to say it. I'll have to look up how to pronounce it. Is a German goddess. She is a goddess associated with the moon. She's also associated with redemption and resurrection, which is a typical of your spring goddess Ostara. But she was also associated, just besides being a moon goddess, she was associated with being a shape-shifting goddess who shape-shifted into a hare. That's a little different than Ostara's story. And again, we'll cover that. If you really want to know, you can go back. I do have other videos that I've done in the past about Ostara. So you can go back and watch those, or you can Google it yourself. So the story is a little different, but yeah, it's pretty close. There's definitely connections that could be made there. But so this Eostre, I don't even know. I apologize, but she is a moon goddess, and she was known as being a shapeshifter who would shapeshift into a hare at night. And one of the reasons that she picked a hare was because it was very fast and it was considered to be very strong. So if you want to go down, again, kind of a joke, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of looking more up on Yastra, please let me know if you find anything, because I really couldn't find much. There really was not a whole lot about her. I usually try to kind of tell the little story of them, of what they were kind of known for and famous for, but I really couldn't find much about her. So, which usually intrigue, like, okay, like now I've got to dig. Now I want to know what she's famous for. Now I want to know what she did. So, but if any of you guys find out, please put it in the comments, let me know, or send me a link or whatever if you find anything good about her. So, yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap up for today. Oh, I forgot to do our do-it-yourself. I totally forgot that. So, do it yourself. Like I said, if you're going to make tea, this is a good one, in my opinion, right? I picked it. We've talked about affirmations a lot, right? And one of the things I always talk about when I say affirmations is, it's a really good to do when you're washing your hair, brushing your teeth, making your coffee, right? So I had got this cup. I bought it for myself for my birthday. And it's my daily affirmations, right? And it's got all these little things. I am divine. Goddess loves me. It's okay to feel my emotions. Like, there's just all kinds of really cool things on here, right? For affirmations. And so tying it all together of, saying your affirmations and drinking your tea or your coffee or whatever. What I did was I bought a bunch of coffee cups from the dollar store that were like light colored. So one was a very light gray, one was a very light green, one or two of them were like a cream white color. And then I bought colored Sharpies. And I thought, well, this will just be great. Write your affirmations. Like, this has little hearts on it. And I don't know what, there's a little flower here. Um, there's some music notes, like the little XOXO. Um, but yeah, so that would be really simple. It would be fun. You could have your kids, your spouse, whoever. You could go buy. Like I bought one for each of my grandkids, so I bought 5, and I actually made a little thing. I put hot chocolate and some candy canes and whatever in the cup with the Sharpie, and put it in a little bag and made it like a little gift thing. But anyway, I thought, well, that would be a really good do it yourself. Like, work on your affirmations or write on your cup, I am open to expanding. And maybe, put some stuff around it. Maybe the sun or a heart or something that just resonates with you. And so that way, when you are getting your coffee in the morning, you will definitely see that affirmation and be like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be saying that. So I just thought it was a simple, easy, fun one. And, make a whole set. Buy 24 and write every new moon and every full moon affirmation on it. No, that's a lot. But anyway, it would be fun, though. But yeah, just a neat little easy idea. And I love it when you can make things personalized and make things your own. And then when you're working with it and using it, I just feel like it's just so much more meaningful than, I love my little cup here. It's great. It's super cute. But one that I've made myself, and this is just for cold stuff. I mean, I guess I could put hot stuff in here too, but I don't drink hot stuff with a straw. But so yeah, it just gave me the idea of doing some coffee cups, teacups, and get some Sharpie and write on them. And you know what? If they go through the dishwasher and they don't come out great, you spent $1 on the cup and $1 on the Sharpie, or maybe you got a bunch of Sharpies at the house anyway. So, but, all right. Now that finishes it up for me. So I am planning on being back Monday morning for our weekly astrology forecast and getting back on track. Yeah, I don't know, but the holidays for me, we didn't do anything different than we do any other year. But I just really was like, you know what? I just need to unwind and relax and be lazy. And I decided I was just going to let myself do that. And but now I'm feeling a little guilty about it. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully Monday morning for our weekly astrology forecast and get back in the routine of doing that. And yeah, so I hope you found this video helpful in some way. If you think somebody would enjoy it, please share it with them. But yeah, I mean, I know I'm supposed to like really push the whole thing of like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, please just say hi. I don't plan on being a YouTube star. I don't plan on ever making money at what I do here. But really, I just want people, like, if this video could be helpful to somebody, I would like to have them watch it. So that is my driving force. I don't make any money off any of my videos. I don't have a big enough audience for that. I don't ever plan to. It's not something that I'm striving for. But I would like my videos just to be seen by somebody if they need it. And I guess I have to trust the universe will put it in front of who needs it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Love you guys. And as always, remember to be kind. Your kindness is not only going to improve your day, it's going to improve somebody else's day. And it could potentially change someone's life for the better. So thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.